Hey, welcome back, everyone. Episode 3 of the podcast. We are your hosts. Uh, well, I don't have one for this week, but I'm the John Cole, and this is Death by Mint.
I don't know who this guy is. He's not tranquil though.
Yeah, and I am fully aware of that I have to do a slight bit of editing, again, because this is not big enough, even though it should be.
I'm sorry that you before we can even jump on it, you're on it.
Yeah. Okay. So this should work. It's gonna enlarge it until it fucks up again. It's too big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see now it's too big because it's cutting off. What if I just bring it up? Oh, it's alright. It's fine. We're good. So, see if I do
Maybe.
this. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Should be fine. Okay. And hopefully I won't have to touch that again ever. Except when we do it again next week. So, again, this is episode 3 of the podcast. Anything interesting happening this week?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, a long time ago, I had purchased 2 ducks for my mother and for my niece to raise together. Ducks.
Like quack.
Peking ducks.
Oh, okay.
So, one of them was named Happy, and one of them was named Quackers.
Not General Shao?
Not General Shao. So, not sweet and sour shits either.
Okay.
But my mother named her duck Quackers, and my niece named her duck Happy. Well, unfortunately, Happy was a psychopath, and we dubbed him Happy the Ripper for good reason. Well, whenever my mother would try to feed the ducks, she gave them fresh fruit and fresh vegetables, on a platter. And Happy would jump at her and flip the whole thing over on the ground and then attack her and then eat the food. Needless to say, that didn't stay on forever. We gave them to a local place that had their own ducks and geese and other variety of poultry. And about maybe 7 or 8 months ago, we learned of the passing of my mother's duck, Quackers. He was trampled by a draft horse. A draft horse is
a big motherfucker.
like 800 pounds?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Them big ones.
And the duck was like
a duck.
like that. Getting trampled to death by a giant horse.
Yeah.
Well, I recently learned of the passing of Happy. Happy, the Ripper, did as he did best. He ripped. But in ripping, he also teared. He was known as the Doom Guy, but only from some people. So, Happy got a wife. He had his own girl he had kids with, right?
Oh,
he had a whole bunch of kids. We found out that Happy attacked his wife, pounced her, and was trying to kill her. He was jumping on her, using his weight to crush her, broke her leg backwards. The woman couldn't stop him. I shouldn't be laughing at this. This is horrible, but the woman couldn't stop him, so she had to call her uncle to go shoot the duck to get him to stop. With a real gun, he shot Happy 7 times, and Happy was still running at him, trying to attack him after getting shot.
7 fucking times.
It took 7 bullets to kill a Peking duck. you would think that like after like one shot or two shots that the duck would be like, holy shit, I just got shot, you know? But no, the duck was just in full Happy the Ripper mode, did what he did best, and just went after them. So unfortunately, they had to put the female duck out of commission because she was just suffering, and there was nothing they could have done to help her.
Yeah.
But 7 bullets
That's
to take out a duck.
fucking ridiculous.
Imagine seeing that, like shooting a duck like 4 or 5 times, and the thing's still running at you. Holy crap!
I had to tone you down quite a substantial amount on OBS. You might want to tone your own mic down a little bit, and I'll like bring OBS back up because you're peaking it quite a bit.
Okay, I turned it down a little bit.
Okay, then hopefully should be fine. I'll adjust it on my end as we go. But yeah, that you're peaking it quite a bit. But yeah, 7 fucking times.
7 to kill him. 7.
That's fucking. What kind of gun was it?
I don't remember what bullet. Honestly, I don't even think that she asked. I don't think she wants to know. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably not.
either way, with a genuine bullet,
Yeah,
not like
it
BB
shouldn't
gun or
matter.
anything. It was a genuine cartridge.
Ducks aren't normally like don't need armor penetrating bullets.
Yeah.
You would think
like-
one would explode the fucking thing.
This duck has killed before, right? He killed the chicken by pouncing it to death, and he was put in solitary confinement for like a month, and then after that he was mostly good. He didn't really misbehave like that again, but I guess he got that taste for blood, and he just Michael Browned it. I mean, I didn't say that.
No, he Chris Browned it.
Yes, he did.
Fucking Christ.
Yes, he did. So that was the Ballad of Happy the Ripper, which I learned of this coming week.
I'd like to order the duck, please. Alright, it may or may not have a few bullets in it.
Dude, like, I wish I could have seen that half. Like, that probably would have scarred me for life, but at the same time, a duck is so badass that it takes 7 shots to kill. I don't care if it's like a 22, right? A 22 LR or something like that. 7 shots to take out a Peking duck.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That duck should have been put in a ring with geese.
In fact, he actually bullied a geese and took its girlfriend for himself, which he then tried killing after he had, baby ducks with them.
We gotta do something about this duck on geese crime, man.
Yeah.
It's,
Geese lives matter, man.
fuck.
But we gotta do something about this whole duck on duck violence, because the ducks blame it on the people taking care of them, but in reality it's the ducks killing other ducks. But also attacking the geese, which aren't doing anything. They're just bystanders and they're being put in. We're gonna get the stream shut down. Not a sponsor, by the way. And after that story, they will definitely not sponsor this show.
I don't know. They could just call that like a epic gamer moment.
Right. There was rumors that right before the attack, Happy said, "I'm about to do what's called an epic gamer moment," and he just, So, beyond that, how were things on your end? Anything exciting? Any radical news?
honestly, this has been kind of a uneventful week for the most part. I've been mostly focused on trying to get all my not packing obviously, but everything paper and money wise ready for my move into my new apartment. I should have that all set and done on Friday. No, it was Thursday. I brought in my money order for all of my moving cost, and other than that, the lease is signed. The electric has been notified to turn on the day, 3 days from now on the 30th. That should be when I get my keys. But yeah, everything's all set up. I actually still need to do my internet, but I'm gonna wait until I'm in there. So I don't have to. I'm gonna try to not have to pay 2 months, or two different internet bills in 1 month, seeing as how I'm already paying two rents in 1 month. So I'm gonna hopefully try to set that up in a way that it's not gonna like cause issues with the podcast. But right now I'm just waiting for the 30th and for hopefully the lady in the office to contact me saying like, hey, I got everything. Just so I'll either if I don't get an email tomorrow, I'll email her myself and be like, hey, just want to make sure you have everything. And then I'll be ready to start packing and actually moving everything, which is not going to be fun. So yeah, that's what I've been busy with my week for the most part. Played a couple of games. There's a new game that I think it came out recently. I know it's still early alpha. But it's got a decent amount of content in it, and it's not too janky for the most part. But yeah, I've just been playing games and setting up.
What was the game?
Oh, I never did say the name. It's Medieval Dynasty. Did you ever play Kingdom Come Deliverance?
I played a whole 15 minutes of it.
Oh, did you not like it?
I didn't really get into it. I tried, like in the tutorial. I didn't even get out of the tutorial. I tried doing unarmed melee combat, just fisticuffs,
Yeah.
and it sucked so bad. I was like, I quit.
Yeah.
So
I'll get back to
I'll probably
that.
pick it up again later.
Okay. Yeah, I would recommend. I plan on getting back into it at some point, but I'll get back to that once I finish my my spiel on Medieval Dynasty. But it definitely seems to have taken inspiration from Kingdom Come Deliverance because the UI is very similar, as well as just the assets, to the point where I'd almost say the assets were literally like stolen. I don't think it was, but it is similar. But it's obviously set in the middle of medieval ages. You are a 18-year-old whose family was just killed because of a war, and you remember that your
Spoilers, dude.
This is the opening cutscene.
Unbelievable! I
Yeah.
can't believe you'd even say that.
Yeah, I know, it's a shame. But yeah, you remember rumors of your mom mentioning your uncle who basically went to this valley and made a life for himself and was rich and whatnot. So you're like, okay, that's basically my only living relative, so I will venture off on my own to find him. So you start the game like couple yards away from the village that your uncle's rumored to be at. You go there, you talk to the Castellan, who's basically the head of that particular village, and learn that your uncle went and got himself killed, along with all of his wealth. Like he got ambushed by bandits after basically going to like sell a bunch of shit. So after going all this way to this place, hoping you will find a living relative who can give you shelter and a place to live, he's dead and all of his wealth is gone. So you went all that way for nothing. Luckily, the Castellan was friends with your uncle. He's like, so here's what I'm gonna do. if you're half the man that he was, you'll be fine. You'll be able to, make it on your own. So go ahead and literally go out. You can pick any place you want to, any piece of land you want. Just go ahead and build a house there, and that you're free to it as long as you can pay, your taxes. When the time comes, just go out, build your own house.
Is that
and
actually a thing, like, where, like, someone will come to your house, like, all right, tax, please?
I don't know. I haven't played long enough. You pay the taxes every year, from what I can tell. How much you have to pay is dependent on how many buildings are in your village, because that's what it is. It's a dynasty. You literally have to, your character ages with every year. They're all, the full seasons. Each season lasts 3 days in-game, so it moves pretty decently fast. And your character will eventually die from age. So you need to find a wife who is suitable age, not married, all that. Build up the affection and
You don't
whatnot.
want used goods.
Yeah. But yeah, you build up the affection and whatnot, and then marry her, and then get an heir. And when your character does eventually,
Oh, so it's like one of those dating sims where there's an affection meter. Once you hit the max, you get to hit the love button. Like, yeah, it's the X-rated version of the game. Okay, I'm done. Of course, I'm referencing that one really shitty show that I showed you.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, when you have an heir, your kid, and when your character eventually does die, you then start playing as your heir. And that's basically the gist of it. You go out, you build land, or build property. Eventually, it grows to a town where you can recruit people to your village. Trying to make money and all that, while also, making sure you have an heir. When your character dies, you then play as the kid, and it just goes on, and throughout the dynasty, it gets bigger and more powerful, more influence. And that's basically the concept of the game. Obviously, the actual gameplay is you can help people with quests that, they'll pay you or whatnot. You can go out hunting, to get the food to survive and whatnot. You literally have to chop down trees and whatnot in order to get the logs and other resources in order to build the houses. But I mean, I've only played a couple hours of it, but I mean, it's real fun. Again, I don't know how recently it came out, but again, it's really early alpha. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they add to it and whatnot. So I mean, it's pretty fun.
Good.
Yeah. But
Thanks for sharing.
yeah. The Kingdom Come Deliverance, though, that game is fun. How you mentioned you didn't like the combat. It's actually quite in depth, more in depth than it appears to be.
I saw the sword plays a lot better than the fisticuffs.
Yes, the story is mostly the main.
Not the
focus.
story. The sword combat.
Oh, sword. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sword play.
Yes. If you're punching a dude, then you better be spec'd into punching a dude, and good luck with that. Because more than likely you're going to be punching a dude that's in full armor with a weapon. But yes, it's intricate. It's kind of janky, but that's because you're literally playing as a blacksmith's son who has never touched a sword before at all, other than helping his father make them. Like literally, one of the opening scenes in the game is like some knight dude comes to pick up a sword that he commissioned your father to make for him, and he hands it to you and he's like, hey, go ahead and give it a swing. And like there's a stick that he plants in the ground and whatnot. It's like, give it a swing or so. And your character, he like just kind of like haphazardly swings at it. Instead of cutting the stick, it like nudges the stick, and he just keeps doing it, and eventually it just falls over. And he's like, yeah. So like that's who you're playing as. You're not like some god like Dragonborn or destined hero from fate or shit. You're a blacksmith's son who is thrust into a situation in a world that's unforgiving, and you can't even read. Like, that's actually one of my favorite aspects from when I did play that game, is there was literally a quest line to learn how to read. And, like, because if you try to use a book, like a skill book, it'll be like, you can't fucking read this, you don't know what you're looking at. So you end up getting a quest like, find someone who's willing to teach you to read. And eventually...
Now, for the sake of historical accuracy, if you do learn how to read, is the law allowed to kill you?
I'm not sure I follow.
Back when reading was not something that everyone could do, even if you committed murder, you were not allowed to be executed or killed by any law enforcement. You could be held in prison for the rest of your life, but you could not be killed by the law if you knew how to read, because it was such a rarity that people thought that they were going to lose that skill if they killed them.
I have no idea.
You should try it.
I guess so. But yeah, like, eventually you find a scribe who is willing to, if you pay him, he will literally teach you how to read. And what it ends up being is it's a cutscene, and then it's it's like a couple days go by, he shows you the lessons and whatnot, and then it's like, okay, well, here's your first test. So you end up reading like a nursery rhyme. I don't even remember what it is, but it's a really basic nursery rhyme. And what is cool about it is, because you're still learning how to read, it's, you see the pages with the letters on the page, but they're all like jumbled and whatnot. So you have to like mentally go like, okay, what is that actually? Like, say 1 or 2 letters will be out of place, and basically read it like that, and then he'll ask you a question about it. And assuming you get it right, you go to the next step, and then more time passes, because I believe it's a 2 or 3 day, him teaching you. And then the second question is more of a short story. It's like a couple of pages rather than just like the small nursery rhyme. And unfortunately, I don't remember exactly what the second one was, but aside from you just reading less jumbled, but the words are more complex and whatnot, the 3 options he gives you is 1, which is a complete wrong answer, 2, which is technically the right answer if you just take the story at face value, and then the third answer that you can give is because what the actual story has a deeper meaning. So if you answer that option, it's like you clearly read it and not only knew what you were reading, but understood that he was actually trying to get a message across, type of thing. So like showing you actually know what the fuck you're doing now. And then that allows you to actually read skill books once you've done that, because you can now technically read. However, your reading skill is not completely mastered at that point. You're just able to read things. So eventually, the more you read things, the less jumbled the words get, until eventually you see the page as you would in any other game ever. And I really like how they did that. And that same kind of concept can be taken for every other skill. Like, in order to do alchemy properly, you need to know how to read, because you have a recipe book essentially that tells you step by step how to make a potion. And if you don't do it precisely with the right measurements and whatnot, I don't know what happens, but I'm guessing it's not good. And combat too. It's like I said, it's kind of janky, but that's because you're a blacksmith's son who doesn't know what he's doing. So you have to personally take the time to go to the the training area and actually learn, like, time and time again, like, until you eventually get familiarized with the combat system, realize that there's a lot of intricate things you can do with it, feints, particular combination and sequences of buttons to hit that will cause you to do more advanced moves, and as your character is getting better, you yourself are getting better because you're familiarizing yourself with how the combat works. And I really like that. Like, it's of all playing in the most accurate sense. Like, you are actually getting better when the character is, rather than just a
So it's similar in concept to how Skate decided to do their version of a skateboarding game, whereas like Tony Hawk's, you press a button and your character does something. In Skate, it's very, very precise. Like you use your thumbstick to move your skateboard in a certain pivot and angle. So you're actually doing it and getting better as your character does. Your character isn't just getting better with larger, like he can jump higher or whatever.
Yeah.
He can jump. He can do the same thing he's always been able to do since day one. You're just getting better at it
yeah, for the most
and
part.
learning better skills.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, God, I hate it when my computer fucking does that for no reason. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, it's similar to that. Like, you can, obviously, when you unlock skill points, can allocate them into certain things, but the base combat, like, it doesn't change too much. Like, as you get better and know what you're doing, you get better. My computer did the noise when you unplug something, and I obviously I didn't unplug anything. So that's annoying. But yeah.
Quite.
Yeah. So, how about you? What's going on with your week?
Well, other than a fiasco at work, so Thursday, I had thought was Friday because I was a day ahead of myself on the schedule for the week. I showed up on Thursday to work thinking it was Friday for my 8 to 4:30 shift.
Okay.
I went there and no one questioned it. I was there for the entire day, right? And then comes Friday. I did the same thing thinking that it's Saturday. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go to bed after I get home. Right after I get home, I was up for maybe another hour, and then I fell asleep. To be woken up by my workplace calling me the next day on Saturday, the actual Saturday, saying, "Where the fuck are you?" At like 10 in the morning. So I slept a long time because I was exhausted. They call me and wake me up with the phone call, leave me a voicemail saying like, "So you should have been here like 2 hours ago. Where are you?" And I'm like, oh God, okay. I'm like, I don't work on Sundays. What the hell are they calling me about? Check my phone. Saturday. God damn it. So basically I go to work and finish up my shift, and they're like, they weren't even mad. They were like, yeah, it's all cool, man. We get it. I mean, he's like, if we had known that you didn't know that you weren't supposed to be there on Thursday, we would have let you go home. Like, you let me work an 8-hour shift, and you knew I wasn't supposed to be there. You just confirmed you knew I wasn't supposed to be there, and you said nothing to me. Are you kidding me? So I fucked up, but they also fucked up. Like, how do you let me work an 8-hour shift when I'm not even supposed to be there and not even acknowledge? So, like, what you doing here? Nothing. Like, I didn't question it because they didn't question it. I was like, all right, well, I guess today is Friday. Cool. So that happened. Other than that, though, let's talk about some gaming stuff, shall we?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is about week old news by now.
Yeah.
But
It's the one big thing that happened the day on Monday.
yeah, the day after our last stream, of course, because naturally it would happen that way.
Of course.
Microsoft bought ZeniMax Studios, or
Yeah.
ZeniMax the company rather, which is the owner of Bethesda and Friends.
Yep. The parent company.
We got the
Which
parent
means
company.
everything, not only Bethesda, but also other companies.
Other companies underneath Bethesda.
Yep. So, there was a list somewhere that shows like basically all the IPs that now belong to Microsoft.
There's like
including
9 major ones.
yeah, there's Elder Scrolls obviously.
Yep.
Doom now falls under that, which I saw a lot of memes about, like Halo and Doom guy.
I'm waiting for
Joshua,
that
um,
Doom guy costume in Halo Infinite,
yeah.
dude. I'm crossing my freaking fingers.
Um,
So
but the fact that now Bethesda and Obsidian are now under the same umbrella means that legal copyright bullshit is no longer in the way for a potential New Vegas 2 or just anything New Vegas related at all is now.
I would say follow. I wouldn't really care if they did another, because naturally with follow, it's a new place every time. They haven't even revisited old places unless it's been in DLC. That
Yeah,
they
okay.
have done, but they haven't done for main games.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if they just did a whole new location, but Obsidian working on another Fallout, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Obsidian is working on another Elder Scrolls-like game already. I forgot what the name was of it, but it looked really cool. I mean, we only saw a CG trailer of it, but it looked really cool in concept anyways. So I don't really know if they'd really have time to work on a Fallout game, but maybe after they release that, they work on one.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Bethesda is supposed to be working on Elder Scrolls 6 already right now, and although 76 is still ongoing and is, an online game, obviously it's going to be worked on for a while, but possibly a new Fallout is already in the works. I mean, I remember when Fallout 4 was announced, it was done. It's like, and it's gonna be out this November. It's like, okay, which I mean was cool because it's like I don't think we had heard anything about it prior to then. So for all we know, they're already almost done with another Fallout game right now.
I doubt it because they're working on Starfield.
Fuck yeah, they are working on Starfield.
And if I'm not mistaken, they just said that both Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are being made on a new version of the Creation Engine. So they said that the technological leap will be equivalent from the jump from Oblivion to Fallout 4.
Even though that they've been on the same engine the entire time.
Yeah.
It's just
like
been
it's the same engine, but like how the difference in like how much has been done to it.
Yeah.
It will be that kind of a technological leap, supposedly.
Yeah. Hopefully, now that Microsoft, has control, they will.
All right, you have to finish your games before you release them.
Yes, that exactly, and maybe they'll actually be willing to give the money to be like, okay, make a new engine. This has been the same engine since Oblivion, which came out in what, 2005, 6? It was 8.
I think it was 2006.
6? Yeah. Over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 15. That's ridiculous.
I'll be honest though, unrelated to Bethesda entirely, one of the things that I'm most excited about with this acquisition of ZeniMax is the possibility of a new Dishonored game coming on the Xbox, specifically made for the Xbox Series X. Because personally, I really liked Dishonored 1. I thought it was really good. And I like Dishonored 2 even more. I mean, frankly, I think that Corvo, I think it was what his name was, that the main character of the first one, kind of a bland character. They don't really have a lot to them, which is fine. I mean, it's whatever, but I really so far like the playing as the princess, the girl who he's taken in as his daughter, the Empress's daughter. She has a pretty cool storyline. I'd like to see a continuation of that in the future. But what was that game that studio is working on? It's a PlayStation exclusive brought to you by Xbox.
Yeah. Ghost Loop, probably? Unless it's the other one that I can't remember the name of.
It's called Deathloop?
One of them is called Deathloop. I know that.
It's basically like a very action-packed game that plays like a Dishonored game, but it's much more like 70s, kind of like Hitman-y in a way, because you're assassinating targets and trying to influence them to meet other targets so you can, kill them at the same time and stuff. That seems like a pretty cool game. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation to get that, but thankfully, I already planned on doing that because of Demon's Souls.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, I love the fact that that studio is like now can be making games for our Xbox. Because like again, Dishonored is my shit, dude. I love Dishonored.
yeah, I think it's kind of funny how we are in a situation where you will be playing a PlayStation exclusive, and one of the boot up menus will be Xbox or Microsoft Studios with the big Xbox logo, um, which is fucking hilarious. Um,
Let's not forget that the PlayStation Network is largely assisted by Microsoft in how it runs. And if I'm not mistaken, from PS4 to PS5, a lot of the technologies that they used to try to further develop on the PlayStation Network to make it more feature friendly and all that, a lot of that was with the assistance of Microsoft.
that doesn't
So
surprise
a
me.
lot of Sony's services and now games in those services are brought to you by Big Boy Xbox.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I don't know if you ever seen the like the PlayStation Store on the PS3. It was fucking abysmal.
I don't even like it on PS4.
It's not.
I'll be
I mean,
honest, I was just on it on PS4
yeah,
today. I do not like it.
it's not
The
great.
Xbox is so much easier to
Yeah,
navigate.
it's not great, but it's so much better than fucking PS3's. Because it's so terrible. It's so unuser friendly. Um, so yeah, if Microsoft is gonna help them make the PS5s not be a trash file, then absolutely.
I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think it was them helping like with the user interface or anything like
Oh, just
that. I think it's more like the behind the scenes back end stuff
like the
that they were
technical
helping
stuff.
with.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a article to pull up exactly what they were doing with that, but if I do recall correctly, I believe it was just back end stuff they were helping with. On to the next thing.
Okay.
Are you ready to go?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So, in addition to that, there has been rumors of a purchase of Konami by Sony, and thus they would own the Metal Gear franchise as well as Silent Hills.
Mhm. Which is kind
Now,
of odd. Go ahead.
that's interesting to me because, of course, we all remember Silent Hills PT, which was being worked on by Kojima Productions, or at the time Hideo Kojima, who now owns Kojima Productions. If they were to continue that project where they left off, or just make a whole new one, a whole new Silent Hills game, because he did say that he wants to work on horror games next after Death Stranding, so Death Stranding may or may not even get a sequel. I don't know what the ending was of Death Stranding. I never beat it. I'm sure you didn't either. I do intend to, but
It's on my list.
yeah, it's on my list, but honestly, it's on the back burner. That's what I like with single player games. You can always just go back to them whenever you feel like. But the prospect of Silent Hills PT, it looked really cool. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw the boundary break video that Yang Yeah made for the game, where he went over someone's, I think they modded the game, or the demo, so they could break the boundaries of where you are able to go in the demo.
Mm.
And outside of the house that you were playing in, there was like a whole city block that was fully rendered and detailed and everything that you wouldn't have even seen. Like clearly they were putting a lot of effort into trying to make it look like there was a whole like place outside of, where you were playing inside.
Yeah.
So I could tell, I mean, at my personal opinion, I could tell that Kojima really, really wanted to make this thing like a real hit.
Mm.
And if he does get to work on a Silent Hills game in the future now with a whole backing of Sony, I mean, I can only imagine like what they'd be capable of. I mean, let's think, right? What's that game? I think it's called The Medium. The Medium from Xbox, or maybe it's not from Xbox, but it's an Xbox exclusive. Basically, it's a horror game, like a psychological thriller horror game,
Okay.
where it's running two instances of the game at the same time. So you know how like in Halo the Master Chief Collection, it's running two versions of that Halo game at the same time, the
Yeah.
classic and then the remastered.
Mhm.
Think on that same subject where it's running two instances of the same game, one in the real world and one in like a horror version of the world. So when you're playing the medium, you're going through this area, and at some point it could just instantly transition into the horror version of that area where everything's all destroyed and there's no loading or anything. It just flips.
Okay.
So you know how like in Silent Hills on like the PS2, you could see that happen, like things start decaying and turning into like the Silent Hills version of the area where everything, the fog rolls in.
Mm.
Imagine that with PS5's SSD. Because again, like I keep forgetting the name, but that game that Ratchet and Clank,
Mm.
where they went from world to world to world in like instant transition. There was no loading at all, and they're just instantly in the new world. That's a lot of possibilities that they could do with that. I mean, they don't have to try nearly as hard to try to make that work, transitioning from normal world to the Silent Hills world.
Mm. Yeah.
And
but,
of course, Metal Gear Solid.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I find that odd that because when you think Konami, it's like most of their games are already on Sony. Like the entirety of the Metal Gear series is on Sony platforms, except for like I think 5 was on Xbox.
Peacemaker was on Xbox as well.
It was.
It was on Xbox 360.
Peace Walker.
Peace Walker, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that one, but yeah. So I mean, when I think Konami, I normally think Sony. But if Kojima and Konami were to work together again, hopefully Sony would give Kojima more power than Konami, just so Konami doesn't pull any more bullshit like they did before. I don't know if you were aware of the shit that they did. Like,
hey, thanks for making the game. Now get the fuck out.
Yeah, he made the whole
take your name off of it,
and then change the ending. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, and then try selling unfinished parts of the campaign that you worked on as DLC for $10 an episode. Before such extreme backlash that even your greedy ass decides, maybe we shouldn't sell this. We'll just keep it.
Yeah.
Greedy bastards.
So yeah, people purchasing other people opens up doors.
Speaking of purchasing other people's, another rumor of a potential purchase of Sega from Microsoft.
Another game series that is notorious for being broken, unfinished games, possibly being finished. Sonic. Excuse me.
And now Bayonetta.
Yes, Bayonetta.
And for those of you on PlayStation who like the Yakuza games, that's going to be, if this is true, that will be an Xbox exclusive from now on.
Possibly.
Yes,
because I don't remember who said it, but apparently it's like the ZeniMax purchase does not necessarily mean that they're all going to be exclusive to Xbox. Apparently they're still going to be attempting like cross-play and cross-platform situations, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about the fact that they spent $7.6 million, or was it billion on
B.
It was
Billion.
$1 billion to purchase ZeniMax, which I think to date is the largest like video game purchase of anything so far. Like I think that is the most money anyone spent to buy another company. Which doesn't surprise me. Microsoft is the one that would have the money to do that.
Microsoft could actually buy Sony's gaming division if they want. They could actually buy Sony as a whole if they wanted to. They have enough money where they could buy their worth entirely.
I believe it. But I'm imagining the only reason they have yet to do that, which is why they're probably also not making everything an exclusive, is because it's in their best interest to allow competition to exist. Because with competition, drives innovation. And, if you don't have the competition, you have no reason to actually make things of quality. Which is probably why, again, they are allowing things to be multi-platform.
Well, Phil Spencer, the president of Xbox, did say that they were taking it on a game-by-game basis.
So, yeah, again, probably not everything is going to be exclusive then. So a lot of them probably will.
Like Starfield, you can bet your ass that's going to be an Xbox exclusive.
Probably.
A new IP that has not been on PlayStation, they have no reason not to use that $7.5 billion they spent and try to bring it into Xbox.
Yeah.
They have no reason not to do that.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, that's completely understandable. Cross-gen, cross-platform, do it up.
And you gotta give it to Todd Howard. You just gotta he managed to sell Skyrim yet again. Except this time for $7.6 billion fucking dollars. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Absolutely. So, are we done talking about purchases of developers?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I have one more piece of news that is not going to be relevant to you, although it could have been if I had told you to start playing it when you asked me to. For people who like Destiny 2, congratulations on all the new space in your hard drives or solid state drives. Come November, they're going to be freed up by anywhere from 59 gigs to 71 gigabytes because a lot of unused content that you are not playing anyways is going away. Not forever, but going away. So with all that space that you'd be saving would allow you to download more games that are actually worth your time. But in case you haven't quite learned your lesson yet, Bungie is doing quite a lot with Destiny that you might not have heard of, including dynamic and inclement weather that they're adding to the game. You can see that in a trailer that Bungie posted recently. I think it was about 3 days ago now. With that, they're also adding a new scripting engine to the game, which will have revamped physics, as well as the ability to add more intricacies to the missions. So they're not going to be, hey, do these 3 things, do that, go there, dunk this, or scan this. They're going to be able to do more complicated missions that actually possibly might flex your brain muscles a little bit.
Might be engaging.
Might be engaging, at least on the slightest bit.
Yeah. That was my biggest problem with Destiny 1. Well, not
what they're also doing is they're, with the scripting system, going to be upgrading their AI just in case you happen to like intelligence in your AI. So you can look forward to that and be online when that drops in November.
Yeah, let's talk about Destiny a little bit, because I did play Destiny 1. I played...
You did?
Yeah, I played it quite a lot.
Your brothers.
Yeah, quite a lot. I think I got the first expansion. The Wolf one.
That was the second one.
Oh, what was the first one?
The first one was the Hive expansion. I always forget the name of it, but I know the one you're thinking of is House of Wolves.
Yeah.
That was the second expansion.
I want to say I got one of the expansions. But maybe I didn't. It was a long time ago now. But like, I I played it and I enjoyed it for what it was until it was the same thing over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And I mean, fucking random drops to get the weapons is why things like that, the cave, loot cave, whatever the fuck they
Mhm.
called it.
The
That,
notorious loot cave on
yeah,
the fuck, what was that called? It's actually coming back in Destiny 2. The old Russian place we used to play on Earth on Destiny 1. That's actually coming back to D2 and Beyond Light. But they've redone some things. But yeah,
yeah,
the loot cave, the notorious loot cave that people would spend, I shit you not, 6+ hours at standing in one spot killing bots so they could get actual loot.
yeah. And like that wouldn't be such a big deal if at the end game, which is probably the game, because the first, you level up until level 20, was it originally? I think it was originally 20.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I think that eventually they raised it to 30 or something before
Yeah.
introducing light.
And then eventually went to 40.
Yeah, but it was decent. It was fun up until you hit the level cap, which,
It was fun in the demo.
yeah, 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 the several hour long demo that is the base game. Um, and roughly when you finish the campaign is probably when you will hit the level cap. So,
Yep, about that.
yeah, and then the game became completely different because then you had to start doing the strikes and the raids, which were slowly being introduced at the time. Um, but they introduced a very, very bad mechanic, at least poorly implemented at the very least, in my opinion. Um, the light level, which the light level, you basically, it's not a true level. It's like, because once you hit that level cap originally, that's what you're at, and then based on what equipment you wear, um, each piece of equipment has a light level, and you add up everything that you're wearing, and it becomes your light max light level, and that determines how much damage you'll do to an enemy, how much damage they'll do to you.
How aggressive they are towards you,
Yes, so
which
which
it also does include their tracking when they shoot at you.
which in theory isn't terrible. It's not until you consider the fact that it's all RNG, whether or not you get something that has good light level, um, which is what causes a fucking loot cave to happen, what causes people to actually look um, for a replacement when they finally fix it, and it just becomes like I want to say in Destiny 2, I think I heard that they've started like every season they will introduce higher leveled things of your current weapons, and you have to find another copy of it that's better because your current one will become obsolete eventually.
Yep.
Like
So
that.
that's with this current season they did that. You have to get, let's say you have a gnawing hunger, which is a auto rifle in the game that was introduced in the season of the Drifter. That was in year 2 of Destiny. Um, you in the season of Arrivals, which is the current season until November hits when Beyond Light drops. Um, you can get yourself another gnawing hunger that has, I kid you not, like Astacross Gaming. He's a Destiny YouTuber. He did he showed his gnawing hunger with the 2 perks, subsistence and demolitionist. Right. Basically, what that means is towards the end of your magazine, you do more damage, and then demolitionist, every kill gives you grenade energy. So more damage, more grenades, basically. And he had that from the season of the Drifter. If he wants to use a gnawing hunger with subsistence and Demolitionist, he had to get himself another one in Season of the Arrivals so that he could use it in the new content coming in Beyond Light with the exact same roles that his first one had that he just can't use for whatever reason. Now, Bungie, they have obviously listened to people saying, like, that's horseshit. I mean, it's the exact same gun. Why can't I just use this one? And they are addressing that. We don't know how in the future they're going to be addressing that, but that's on them. That should never been like that in the first place.
Yeah, there's
But
a lot of choices.
but as far as like RNG goes, as like with exotic weapons, which for most people is like the main thing to go for in Destiny, are the exotics, and now in Destiny 2, pinnacle drops. Pinnacle drops or like pinnacle weapons, ritual weapons, are you have to do a static objective to get this exotic or this pinnacle weapon. So like my first exotic weapon in Destiny 1 was the Last Word. That was the first one I got, and I got it from an exotic engram.
That was the pistol?
Yeah, that was
Revolver?
the full auto golden hand cannon
Yes,
that
okay.
you used. And in Destiny 2, there's a quest you have to do to get that. It's not just a random roll. You have to do a mission that was specifically made for that weapon that makes you do a mission that you cannot do otherwise unless it's for this mission, for this gun. So, and at least in that regard, like they, instead of making you rely on RNG for literally every
Everything.
facet of the game, RNG only encompasses maybe around like 50, maybe 60% of the game. The rest of it is static objectives, which more and more as they have been going on, it's been increasingly more, you do this specific thing, you'll get this specific thing.
That's a much better system, in my opinion. I don't know if it's enough to make me want to pick up Destiny.
I mean, I told you before, like, we had a conversation about this before we started this stream, and Janko asked me, should I pick up Destiny 2 and start playing? And I'm like, did you like Destiny 1? No? Then don't pick up Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I haven't learned my lesson, which is why I'm playing it. But they are, as time goes on, doing changes to the game that have been getting better. Like Shadowkeep was a really good step in the right direction, and before that, Forsaken was a really good step in the right direction, which added a whole lot of new content to the game that made it real refreshing. Hopefully that continues in Beyond Light, and they continue to make the game
Fun.
interactive, not mind-numbing Borderlands-y gameplay. By the way, Borderlands is trash, and I'll be honest, I just don't like it. I try, I really do, as I want to like it, but I don't. I just don't like it.
It's a sloodle.
Mm-hmm. The game definitely is a sloot.
Yeah. So that's Destiny.
It's the name Destiny.
Yeah.
Anything else?
You watching anything good lately?
Am I watching anything good lately? So, Janko and I are in the process of watching ReZero,
Yes, we are.
which will be picking up after the stream is over.
Apparently
And-
that's happening.
Yeah, you're goddamn right it's happening, you son of a bitch.
I mean, I'm alright with it. I just, okay. Okay. No, it's okay. Okay.
And then
Good
afterwards, we're going to watch the season finale of Izaku-chan, Season 1.
Oh.
Which, by the way, anyone who's not watching that, you should own the libs and go watch that, because they're all triggered over a small girl with giant opie. So much that they're saying, it's not realistic. Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. Call the FBI.
Had to throw in libs, didn't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, you were wearing a Trump hat last
Yeah,
time,
is
so.
this really a surprise? Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely both good shows. ReZero, um, fucking
Is
excellent.
suffering plot.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Remember, kids, suicide is not an option. It's the answer.
In this
And
context.
that is the directive I take from ReZero. Well, if you can't fix it, just kill yourself. Everything is beyond salvation. You can't salvage the situation. Just neck yourself.
And this is why when I upload to YouTube, I select not safe for children.
If you want me to change that, just let me know so I can just willingly decide not to obey by it.
You know what? You know what's a good anime that you still haven't watched? That you should. Actually, did you watch Berserk?
By myself, I watched them. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, not the 2016
movies.
shit. Oh, the movies. Okay. Yeah, the movies are good.
Yeah,
Which
I
basically
watched
covers them.
6 episodes of the 2016 anime from Berserk, and I wanted to castrate myself.
Yeah, it's. Look at how they
felt like-
massacred my boy.
I felt like my eyes got rape horsed.
Mm-hmm. Fucking people.
Best character of 2016 was Rape Horse, let's be honest here. As much as I hated what I saw, best character. Better than Guts himself. Like, he had so much dialogue that was just so engaging, you know? He was a very well thought out character.
Guts is, for the most part, not too interesting of a character. He's kind of straightforward. I mean, he's compelling, but only to a degree.
I think it's more so his backstory and the traumas he's experienced that makes him interesting,
Yes.
rather than what he says or does.
Yeah.
Because if you try thinking to yourself, what would you do in that situation, having what has happened to you before been done to you? You know, like in the part where Casca got Griffith.
Yeah, that's one
and-
way of putting it.
And of course, Griffith did nothing wrong, by the way. And Guts is watching that, and of course, he chopped off his own arm trying to stop it and help her.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm thinking is, of course, he's thinking of what happened to him as a child, and he's seeing that happen to her when he cares so much about her.
Mm.
Things like that make him an interesting character. Where, like, you would think, like, well, he's just chopping off his own arm because he's going to lose it anyways. But in reality, it's like he's willing to dismember himself brutally to save her.
Yeah.
Because of what he's gone through, and he knows that she's going through it too.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
that's what makes him an interesting character to me.
Guts he's always been a loner, not entirely by choice, but because he doesn't want to continue to get hurt. Because
Mhm.
almost always, anytime he finds good people that he could consider a family, they always end up dying or worse in some cases.
Like this old man and his daughter in a carriage that picked him up in the 2016 anime,
Right in the beginning.
and then he had to jankle both of them.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the old man was jankled by the daughter. Then he had to jankle the daughter.
Yeah.
That was funny. And of course, he's like, afterwards, no remorse or anything. He's like, idiots. He's like, I told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, Guts' experiences and his trauma definitely make him the character he is.
Yeah.
Now, Griffith, as
Who
Guts,
did nothing wrong.
who did and continues to do nothing wrong ever,
Mhm.
is a much more
He's the
compelling
hero.
character. He is the hero to in most people's eyes. Hello, the Shadow King. Welcome to the podcast. But yeah, Griffith literally, from the beginning, he has a goal in mind. And that is all that matters to him. Is, you know, the picture that he sees is the castle on the top of the hill. We won't mention that the hill that the castle is on is a bunch of corpses. Mostly of his doing. And he does not care how he needs to get there, but he will get to that castle. And because
of conviction.
Yes, like the fact that he needed money for the band of the Hawk, Falcon, however you want to call it, Taka.
He's the one who created the term. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yes, because he literally his own body. He sold it in order to get money, in order to and that's just one of the many things he's done and sacrificed, including the Band of the Hawk itself, in order to gain power, in order to be king, probably.
You just have to consider this. Everything is an investment.
Yes.
He invested in his investment of the Nighthawks, which he invested into his own future at the cost of the Nighthawks. But everything is an investment.
Yes.
Including your own butt.
I mean, he did end up killing that guy anyway, later on. But, yeah, when he,
I would too. I wouldn't let the guy just get away with that. I'd kill the motherfucker.
Griffith, remember the good time we had? Remember? And then he literally just, in his face. It's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Now, it's been a while since I picked up the manga, which I really should.
Oh, you stopped reading it?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read it. But I want to say the last thing I read on it was Casca actually becoming a character again.
Like she has evolved from a vegetable into a fruit.
Yes. Yes. After
That's the Casca in 2016 anime.
God, they fucking ruined that.
I love how when that guy was begging Casca for help to save him from the breaking wheel, and the guy's like, "Does she know him?" And they see her face. He's like, "Like, never mind, she's good. Never mind." We can clearly see she has nothing to do with it. Like, even those like sick, twisted bastards understood. Okay, she's good. Just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they refer to in hentai as mind broken. Look at you judging me like you're not an avid consumer of such delicacies.
Right.
Well, what tentacle? What?
Tentacle?
Galgun? What?
Jesus fucking Christ, Galgun. Okay.
Yeah, that's gaming news. What are you talking about?
I still think you should watch Hunter x Hunter.
I still disagree.
I think you should. That shit's fucked. It's fucked. It has the best power system in any anime. Like, when it comes to things like, JoJo's stands, which second best, Naruto's chakra, DBZ's chi, all that, like, Hunter x Hunter has the best power system, hands down. It's
perhaps
its story is actually incredible. It gets dark as fuck. Its characters actually are affected and change based on the actions of the show. Like the main character in the beginning, during a part, there's a good chunk of it well, he just basically becomes almost a completely different character. And it is scary to think about his mindset, because he is a he's a very black and white outlook on the world, because he grew up in the wilderness. He doesn't.
He's a very objective person, is what you're
Yes.
saying, right?
Yes. So when he is confronted with a problem that
dilemma.
is a dilemma that is a very, very gray area, he
A
snaps.
moral dilemma.
Yes. Like, you are evil. You don't deserve to live. Why are you helping this person when you've killed this person? Why are you doing this? You should die, but why are you helping this person? Oh, you're trying to protect this person that you're helping, instead of, let me kill that person you're helping so that I have your attention, type of thing. And this is like an 11-year-old kid. So, like, it goes into fucking dark shit. And it's like animated by Studio Madhouse, who have I'm sure you've watched, but they beautiful animations. And it, like, some of the visuals are just fantastic. Hi, Cappy. Welcome back. Do you have chat open by any chance?
Nope.
No, you should do that so you can see who's.
Well, I do recall you saying that we should not be reading chat when we're doing this.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd like to at least see what's going on with it.
Well, you actually want to interact with the viewers on a live stream?
Shut up. At least see what's going on so that nothing. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely an anime I think you should be watching. JoJo. JoJo's good.
Kono Dioda.
Kono Dioda! Hooray! Yes. Has there been any news about Part 6 yet? I want to say
Stone
that...
Ocean?
Yeah, Stone Ocean. I want to say that there was, someone
Jeez, I don't
offhandedly mentioned the fact that they were working on something JoJo related. Stone Ocean anime release date. Oh. Wait, what's this? Oh, okay, well that's... Okay,
Dead air.
Shut up. I'm looking at JoJo shit. Shut up. I don't
Hey, we
care.
all know that JoJo memes take priority over the stream.
Yes,
Let's
they
be
do.
honest here.
I don't know if there's anything actual news related that happened, but I want to say that there was an offhanded like tweet or something from someone who works at God damn it, what's the company?
Kadokawa.
No, something production. I want to say it starts with a J.
Kojima. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Kojima Productions. the
He's
people-
working on a video game for JoJo. Let's be honest, you would
Ooh.
play that.
I would play that. That sounds fucking
Yes, you
good.
would.
Oh,
you
David.
would.
David Productions, the people who who's animating all of JoJo. I want to say someone who works there, offhandedly mentioned that they're doing something with JoJo, and it's like, well, I mean, does that mean Part 6?
They're
So-
doing a live action.
That,
I know that there's been a fan live action series that they've been doing
yeah.
of JoJo.
No, there wasn't. I want to say like a proper, not even a fan thing, but like Part 4 was a movie, like in Japan, a live action movie. But yeah,
I've probably watched that.
there are reasons why Part 6, unless it was a rated R movie, why Part 6 would not be a live action. And quite frankly, I don't know how they're going to handle that unless they make the entire screen black, like they did with JoJo smoking.
So, in what aspect, what genre of fucked up are we talking about?
The first thing that comes to mind,
Like
nudity.
Griffith casking? Griffith and Casca kind of not
Like if
okay
you
to show?
if you
Or
took
like,
Griffith out of that scene, yes. All right.
okay.
The setting is a women's prison, and this is like the first chapter when she's
Orange is the
going.
New Black. Got it.
Yes, when
Okay.
she's going into the prison. So what do guards do to prisoners when they first enter to make sure they're not bringing in contraband?
I see. They ask him if there's any contraband, and they trust their word.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, there's
They do not destroy their rectum.
Yeah, but yeah, there's. Obviously, the cavity search isn't shown, but she does, strip down to nothing. So I don't know. They're probably just gonna make it so that it only focuses on her head or whatnot. But yeah, that happens in
Is that shown in the manga?
nothing explicit, but it does show
What do they show? Everything from here just disappeared inside of her?
Oh no,
Like
no!
that?
It
You see
again, it
everything
doesn't
up to there?
show the cavity search.
Oh, okay.
But I want to say the page is
Wear like a meat puppet.
yeah, it shows her bare back basically, and her taking off her pants. Yeah. So again, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But again, it doesn't show anything actually.
And how old is she
explicit.
in this?
Fuck, how old is Julie?
Judging by pink-haired girl in part 5, what they did with her when she was underage, I'm assuming they probably don't care if they're of age or not. I'm
Yeah, they
assuming
don't.
care.
I mean, Japan also has different ages of consent and all that, but
13.
13 or 14, yeah. But I want to say Jolene is between 16 and 18, I think, somewhere in that age range.
Well, it would make sense that she's going to prison actually.
Yeah,
'cause
she might
how it
actually
can
be
go if
older.
she wasn't.
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, there's a few things that I'm not sure how they're gonna get around with the anime. But I am definitely looking forward to that anime, and we're looking forward to you
You
watching
did say
it.
that this new part is like one of the weaker parts, didn't you?
I personally, okay, when I was reading it, I personally didn't get too much into it until the third act when shit hits the fan so hard, and
Like worse than any of the previous 5?
yes.
Wow. Okay.
If the rest of it was as intense as the third act was, it would probably be my favorite part. Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of hit or miss for the most part. It retcons Dio's character quite a bit.
Really?
Yes, because
Is that another reason why you don't like it? Because that's a pretty good reason if you ask me.
I mean it fleshes him out more. But again, it doesn't make sense in the context. But
So you're saying that Araki forgot?
yes, he did, very much so. But Dio. Even in part 1, Dio.
How many breads have you eaten in
Yeah.
your life?
Even in part 1, Dio was over the top, selfish. Who the fuck do I... you're expendable. Everyone's expendable. And then part 3, Dio
You're
just...
bad, JoJo.
And then part 3 took that to the extreme, where he literally uses his time manipulation to fucking pick Polnareff up a staircase, move him down, then run back up and pose type shit.
Because you're
So-
just that much
yeah.
of a douchebag.
He's that much of a douchebag. So when you think about the fact that, because I mean, part 3 doesn't really make it clear the time between when he's found from he's pulled out of the ocean to the start of Crusaders.
Mhm.
But fuck, I already forgot the time frame. But there is a time where he apparently travels the world, and yeah, Dio
And
becomes
that's when he fucked Giorno Giovanna's mother.
yes, presumably. Well, no, but yes.
And everybody else under the sun, both
Yeah.
male and female.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, he travels the world, looking for
Pussy.
and other things. But yeah, he actually makes a friend. Yeah, yeah. To the point, and I like. I'm sure you've, in passing, seen the memes of a gay priest fucks up the world or some shit like that.
Only from you.
Oh, okay. Well, um, like there was a panel where Dio and the priest dude are just hanging out on a bed, reading books, basically, like casual, like just having a conversation, reading a book, and it's like, is this? Can you ever see Dio doing that? Just hanging out with a dude? Well, yeah, like why would he give anyone the time of day ever about anything?
I fuck dudes, and clearly because you're a priest, you fuck dudes. I get it. We should hang out.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, it's like
That's the only thing I can come up with.
this is the guy who's like, who will literally be like, okay, I'll spare your kid, and I won't kill you, but I will, or yeah, I won't kill your baby, but I'll turn you into a vampire and you will eat your baby. Like this is that's who Dio is.
The same guy who did that is
Yeah.
just nonchalantly hanging out
Yeah.
with this dude.
This is the guy who,
Yes.
when his leg is fucking exploded off of him, he falls into a store and is like, woman, fetch my leg. Like, he doesn't care about people. He doesn't form relationships with anyone. They're all tools to means to an end. So it's
That reminds me of a backstory I heard about Darth Vader with a, I think it was a stormtrooper he became friends with during his tenure for the Sith.
that's from a
and,
comic.
Yeah, I just didn't see that happening. That just didn't seem like, to me, I mean, from the movies, what he's portrayed as, even like the prequels and the sequels, just didn't seem like he'd be the kind of character that just hang out with this dude and become friends with them, even to the extent that they did.
Yeah, I mean, definitely after he becomes Darth Vader, because I mean, when it came to the 501st, his particular clone army or squadron, like he was tight knit with them. Like he did not just see them as troops. He saw them as like compatriots. Like he trusted them. I mean, Clone Wars, which I still need to finish that. Like Clone Wars series is great. Like it definitely, like, it characterizes clones and it makes them people. But yeah, Dio is not someone you would expect to do that, but yeah, compared to the other parts, part 6 is not great, especially when you consider how it's followed by part 7, which is almost unanimously considered Araki's magnum opus, because it is fantastic. Can't wait for that in like 20 years to be animated.
To be fair, it's only going to take 6.
Yeah, sure.
Mark
But yeah,
my words, 2026.
can't wait for Donald Trump to go around collecting Jesus. While while a paraplegic and a Italian executioner with grills, literal grills in his teeth, in the fucking 1940s or 18, so I don't know, like trying to stop him. And also there was a, T-Rex man.
Okay.
Oh, it's good shit. Let me tell you about stands. You want to talk about stands? Let's talk about stands. How about a stand that's completely useless unless it's raining?
No one can deflect the Emerald Splash.
No one can deflect Emerald Splash. No one can. It's not possible.
Does this look like a pen to you?
JoJo is full of just so many, like, fucking scenes and just so many GIF-worthy shit that just make it fucking amazing. Why, Poochie? Why do you want to end the world? Then just anything. Put anything in that last panel. Ah, it's so good.
Yep.
I need to pick up Part 8. Apparently the main villain was finally revealed like a month ago.
Is part 8 the part that everyone dies?
No, Part 8's the one that's still ongoing.
So part 7 would be the part that everyone dies.
No.
I remember when we were playing through Dark Souls 3, you were talking about literally everyone gets fucking wrecked. And you're like, well, I don't know if I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Old man Jojo.
Joseph?
Hermit the Purple.
Yeah. Hermit
Yeah.
Purple. Yeah,
You're like, I don't know if he died, but like just about everyone else dead. Like just giant cold. So was that part 7?
that's Part 6.
Where everything went that's part 6, where everything just went to shit.
Everything goes to shit. According to what Iraqi said, Joseph, although he's never shown, or I don't even know if he's mentioned in Part 6, he is technically still alive. And I want to say he would be like 92 or 90, and he'd be in his 90s.
I mean, he was already senile in part
Yes.
4.
Yeah.
He was like,
and that was
he's like Joe Biden status.
yeah.
Like,
And that was like 2000, early 2000s is when Part 4 took place. Part 6 takes place in 2014. Or no, 2011. Like the 2010s. So yeah, Joseph is old as fuck by then, but
Wow.
according to Iraqi, he's still alive.
I mean, let's be honest. He's gonna discover immortality. He can't die. That he's too much of a legend. Just keep him away from every plane.
Yes.
Hence why they brought him by boat on part 4.
Well-
they learned their lesson.
Yeah. Well, if anyone knows how to make their character immortal, it would be Iraqi. Because I don't know if you've seen pictures of him
You can't bring back the dead.
camping back to bed. But if you've seen pictures
What
of
a
Iraqi,
fucking asshole.
he's such a like Iraqi's in like his 50s or 60s. He looks like late 20s, early 30s. Like you should.
He's Asian.
That is true. Yes, but he you should see pictures of this guy. Like he looks young as fuck, and he's old as shit. But yeah.
I already look like I'm in my mid-30s myself, so I mean, he's doing pretty good for himself. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Part 6 is the everything
Still
goes
good.
to shit.
Pretty good. Still get pretty good here.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's too bad. I look like
It's not the worst thing.
yeah, I'm looking like Vegeta over here.
Looking like Vegeta Jim Carrey.
But yeah,
Better.
JoJo's good. Shut up.
Yeah, JoJo is good, but not holding up for part 6. Not gonna lie, I'm just when it shows up, I'll watch it. I'll probably wait. Like with part 5, I'll probably wait until they have a couple episodes out, and then I'll begin watching it because I don't want to like get into episode 1, then wait another week for episode 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to at least have a couple to dig my teeth into, and in like rapid succession, and then I'll do the whole weekly thing.
Yeah. 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 Unfortunately, Part 6 has it's has a lot of forgettable characters.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember a lot of parts. There's definitely a lot of band names that are good, like Kiss, Foo Fighters, I think Green Day. No, Green Day was Part 5.
Filthy X performed at a reasonable price.
That's Part 7. That's Part 7, my friend.
Can't wait to figure out what the fuck stand is that.
D4C? Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Yeah, check.
Dirty
Is
deeds
it
done.
literally like
It's dirty deeds done dirt cheap. That's why it's D4C. Dirty deeds done dirt and then cheap.
so? Do they literally do dirty deeds for this?
Oh,
or
there's
is it just named that?
well, I mean, the stand user is the president of the United States. So,
United States of Smash.
yeah.
Speaking of My Hero Academia.
Before you do that, though,
Okay.
you're not wrong. Because yes, the United States of Smash, there is some smashing. There,
There's some gush gush.
yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
It's not great.
That I don't know how that's ever gonna get animated. Now that I think about it, that's a dirty deed, and it's definitely done cheap.
For free, in fact.
Yeah.
Just at the cost of someone's happiness in
Other things.
public areas being destroyed.
Flashback to rape horse. Anyway, yeah, My Hero Academia. Well, there isn't. Yeah.
Part 5, season 5 coming.
Oh
Or
yeah.
is it season 4? Fuck, whichever one was it? The new season. They announced it, that they're working on it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you seen any of the movies?
Movies?
My Hero movies?
I didn't know they had movies.
I think there's 2 of them out.
Wow.
And allegedly the second one is canon. And it actually
I like
takes...
that. Speaking of canon movies, I heard that movies going forward for Dragon Ball are going to be canon. That's what I heard.
Yes, which is...
I do like that. I don't like it when there's movies like Pokemon, for instance, where the movies are not canon. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
If it's on screen, it should be real. I mean,
the reason they do that is because a lot of times the movies are made years after the manga is made. And like they're made during the anime run, and obviously the anime is for most times made after the manga has been completed, and you want to make a unique story when you do a movie, but it's going to be difficult sometimes to fit it in, somewhere nicely. That's why they do it non-canon. It's like it takes place somewhere between these 2 points, but obviously, if you think about it, there's no fucking way it could actually happen because, that's why they do that. But apparently the movie...
like Pikachu talking.
Yeah, like Pikachu talking.
Did you watch that video when they were in the theaters and the guy watching was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently the second My Hero movie takes place after this latest season that just came out.
Oh yeah, I didn't actually get your word on that. How did you like it, by the way? I feel like I liked this new season more than you did, but I'm gonna get confirmation either way.
I mean, it was good. I definitely enjoyed it. I would say it's definitely better than the season when they're at the training camp. The villain he fought there was kind of bland. Just big muscly guy. I think the fourth season when spoilers for My Hero Academia. You've been warned. Especially you, Cappy.
Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about this.
Yeah, maybe we
Cappy's
shouldn't
in
talk
chat.
about it.
So without spoilers, though, you
I
think
would
this new season was good, but not as good as the first one?
Yes,
Or something
yes.
like that?
I know she's seen the she watched the full season. I would say the when All Might fights against Nomu, like the fact that it is like that it did something that most animes fail to do, like even Dragon Ball Z failed to do, is it set its limit, its power limit, because power scaling in all shonen anime, for the most part, it's a problem because the next enemy has to be better than the last. It has to be a bigger threat. Otherwise, the characters aren't actually developing. They're not actually getting stronger. And it's like, so that's the issue. But what My Hero Academia did with that fight is it sets up like All Might, he is the number one hero. He is the strongest. The Nomu was genetically engineered specifically to beat All Might. And it shows All Might at his peak. Like that, he is fighting at
His
full
current
strength.
peak, anyways.
I don't think he's getting any stronger than that.
Well, I'm sure you've heard that quote. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I'll ever be.
I mean, I've heard the song, yes.
Yes. So that actually comes from an original quote, but he of course because of that wound he has, he's not at his all-time peak, but he's at his current peak.
Yes.
Like as good as he's going to be for the rest of his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, but
His current peak.
you see, and it's also mentioned that All Might, due to the nature of how One for All works, he is the strongest user of that quirk, and he is the strongest hero and villain for that matter. So it gives the audience as well as the characters a goal. Like, that is what we can attain. That is how far we could potentially go. And it also means we're not going to have to worry about, like, the issue of the next enemy being, you know, they don't have to worry about that. Like, we're not going to need a Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 fucking bullshit like that, because that is the definitive limit.
Mm-hmm.
And that the fact that it does that and is a beautifully animated is just like, it's wonderfully done. Like, that is probably why I think that first arc, or at least that scene, is one of my favorites in the show. Not to say I don't enjoy the rest of it. Like, the latest season was fucking phenomenal, but the fact that they managed to fix something so early on that could easily ruin the series as a whole, I thought that was great.
As far as my opinion goes, which is the only opinion that matters, the reason why I like the newest season, I'd say the most out of all of them, is, of course, physically he saves, spoilers, saves a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that person is, of course, still not saved in a emotional sense, right? They're still locked behind a gate where they're stuck and they can't progress.
Yep.
And so they were saved physically, but they still need to be really saved. And they were able to accomplish that goal later on. And really you see like the shell of a person just expand, like they grow out of it.
Yeah.
Thought that was a nice touch, you know, because obviously it wasn't as simple, well, I beat this guy, it's over. There was still some lingering damage that needed to be fixed. I liked that personally.
Yeah.
I will say, try my best to avoid spoilers as I can. All Might's last battle was really drug out. Like they drew that out as long as they could.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, do it or don't.
Yeah.
Just win or lose. I'm tired of watching this fight. Can we just move on?
They definitely, I mean, it was drug out because it was, you know, it's supposed to be symbolic. Like, this is his last battle. It has to be. And it definitely tried too hard to ramp it up. I mean, it was good. It was still good. It got the message across, and like, yes, passing of the torch. But like, yeah, like, it's your turn now. But like, it was
exactly.
kind of, it stayed too long. It outwelcomed. It
Oopsies.
outstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
The last season that came out, though, hands down introduced the best character in the series. Let me try to, without spoiling, let me try to,
Mr. White Glove Society?
no, the, I'm trying to do his face. The, plain face, He wears a cape. He's got blonde
Okay.
hair.
Okay.
He's a central focus of the Ark. You know who we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
I think so. I'm
Okay.
not gonna say the name.
Okay. Starts with an M.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Hands down, best character of the series. Absolutely. Like, his ideology, his fucking will to do what's needed, to the extent of how he does it. Just things that happened to him, like, there's a reason why he was, you know, a candidate, let's just say. First choice, even. It almost makes you think, like, what if he did? Like, what if things actually played out as they were supposed to? Definitely gives you some food for thought.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to go to, like, a spoil section? You want to be like, hey, here's a...
I don't want to lose Cappy,
Okay.
who hasn't been talking in chat for a while. I've
Yeah.
been looking periodically at the chat.
She
Not
hasn't.
one damn word from her.
She did actually text me. Right, actually.
Did she say
when
dead air?
No, she said he rolled his eyes. I mean, if she is still one of the viewers, unless that's you, we still have 2 viewers.
I am still on it.
Oh, okay, that's probably it. Man, you should... but yeah. At any rate, definitely a good show. Definitely waiting for the next season. Looking forward to what it has.
I like the potential for what could happen in the next season. I feel like they set that up pretty well with the ending of this current season. That's there's another anime that I watched. I tried getting you into. I think we watched like 3, maybe 4 episodes of it thus far. Is that try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is that okay? Whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
In the most recent season, season 2, they set up a scenario for the next season that could part 7 of JoJo the show. No, part 6, right? Part 6 for everything went to shit. It could part 6 everything. So everything could just go to shit all at once. And they set up the Tower of Dominoes with a bulldozer on its way to knock the dominoes over. That's what they did with the current season.
Oh.
So that's what I liked about the new season of My Hero Academia as well, is they set the blocks out to be spilled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well.
Mhm.
Is there anything else?
Anything else?
I was.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
both there. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think
this up?
I think so.
Aw.
You should. I don't think Cappy was here to listen to the happy story, so you should tell her to watch the beginning of the stream in retrospect.
Okay.
Happy the Ripper, the ballad of Happy the Ripper.
Yeah, I don't think she was either. Yeah. Hopefully, next week we'll have more eventful things and But yeah,
I mean, it's a miracle that we dragged it out as long as we did.
yeah. I mean, we can all, a couple of ass pulls.
Almost as much filler as Naruto.
Not even close.
No,
Not even close. Not even fucking
One real
close.
episode per 5.
That's generous. But yeah.
Half of this episode is flashbacks.
Half.
Then the next,
You mean the
then the
next
next
3
4 episodes are completely flashbacks.
Fucking God. That show suffered.
I will never respect that anime for that kind of reason.
Yeah.
Just
It's bad. I mean,
that's
OG
one thing.
OG Naruto, like Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden, but Naruto, was good. Until Kishimoto realized that he can only write 2 characters. You're either a Sasuke, a Naruto, combination of the two, or you're a female.
Or
which
you're a female.
In which you have no character. None of the females in Naruto
Your
have
character
a
is,
character.
I'm an idiot who makes bad choices in men.
Which unfortunately is, yes, every single female in Naruto. Yeah.
I
So
wonder
yeah,
if I wonder if that comes from like him, like being denied by some chick who just was going after some playboy, and he just like got cucked entirely, and that's why he writes every female to be like that, like how
think-
he saw that chick.
I think he just doesn't know how to write females.
I think he's just uninspired.
Yeah. Considering
Yeah,
how
probably.
when he writes male characters, you know what kind of character they're going to be based on how they look. Are they
Oh,
spunky with spiky hair, short spiky hair? They are Naruto.
Are they Bakugo?
Or do they have long hair and they'll kind of keep them themselves and the loners kind of emo? They're a Sasuke.
There's
Oh,
one
no.
thing I have noticed though, is that every time Bakugo shows up in a different anime, he looks like Bakugo.
Yes. Yes, he does.
He really does. He just looks like Bakugo, but in this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that voice actor is a one-note.
Meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jimmy!
Jimmy.
Like Dio. Forever meme.
But Dio's good.
Dio is good. I mean, you can definitely see like it's a completely different voice going from Dio to Roswell.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of hear it. You can kind of hear it's the same guy, but like it really sounds like a different character. I mean, especially with how he talks, like
Yeah.
just very like done. Yeah, everything just weird character. Clown.
Yeah.
Oh look, you guys have a clown for the place? Oh, that's very brave of you speaking about the person who owns this mansion. Oh shit. You
Oh.
own this place? Okay.
Yeah.
I love how that meme has continued on with how he always refers to him as the clown. The clown makeup guy. Oh, she doesn't like you. She has a type. She likes tall men in clown makeup.
Alright, well, I gotta go to the bathroom, and we're about
Oh,
a little under 2 hours, so I think we'll wrap it up. But
all right.
we'll
Thank you all for watching.
yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all next
All
week.
All one of you.
We had some dude comment earlier, but
Wow.
yeah, wow. Alright. Y'all have a good week. See you later.
Auf Wiedersehen.